This is Jet with Pop Austin Media, and I got the people behind Austinite Cannabis Co. and, my bad, Medican, Oklahoma. This dab rig got me out of here, y'all. Or whatever this contraption is. Anyway, how's life?
Life is good.
Life is good. Life's good, you know.
And introduce yourselves for the people.
My name is Charles Castro with Austinite Cannabis.
And I'm Estella.
And Medican, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Estella with Austinite Cannabis and Medican.
Cool. Awesome. Well, and I said, how's life? Y'all said everything's good. Hey, man, that had me out of there. All right. Hey, let's start from the beginning, though. Where are y'all originally from? We'll start with you.
Okay. Austin, Texas. Born and raised, north side, then over here down to Buda. Been here since.
And how was childhood in the north side?
It was good. I mean, I went to a Catholic school, a little different. But, yeah, life on the north side was good. But then about 15, we moved over here to Buda and been here. I like the south side better, though, than the north side. Mm-hmm.
Getting there now sucks. That's the only problem now. If you're going to get there just from anywhere, even from Buda and out. Mm-hmm. Buda's basically Austin now, though.
Exactly.
Like Pflugerville and Round Rock. Yeah. It's all merged
together.
Yeah, exactly. One big old thing.
For sure.
And then, so where are you from?
I'm born in East Austin.
Okay.
4th Street.
All right.
So I lived in East Austin when East Austin was shitty. Nobody wanted to be there. Now everybody's killing to get in there, trying to slaughter people to get in there.
Yeah.
The market's crazy over there.
It is. And then everything you see, even like Riverside now, that's getting gentrified. They're not east, that's like south, but still, it's like.
And I go up to like Rosewood and MLK and all that. Back then you would never even drive through there with your doors open. You'd lock your doors, you go through there because crazies would jump in your cars.
So like, how was childhood for you then with all that? So it was like that.
Oh yeah.
Cats are jumping in the cars.
I mean, I lived across the street from a bar, so I spent a lot of time in a bar. Growing up. They had cable TV. We didn't. We were poor. So the lady that owned the bar, she was cool with me. Come on in. I'll go in there and watch TV, and I learned how to hustle, play dominoes with all the old cool guys. Play this little thing called Toma Todo, little spinner. That was pretty cool too. So.
It's crazy what like nowadays kids, they like certain things they can't get away with, but now they like stuff like that. It's hard to get like, you know what I mean? Just being in there with the grown folks as a kid, like you said, and then they're just like, hey, just let them out there, just let them chill.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. So, how long have y'all been smoking weed?
I've been smoking weed since junior high.
Okay.
Probably around junior high. So 8th grade, somewhere there.
Do you remember your first blunt?
Oh, dude, it was my first
joint or whatever it was.
So the first time we smoked, we didn't have a friend of mine turned me onto it. I ain't gonna put him out there, but we had.
Shouts out to him. look what he.
Right. We were kids and we got a toilet paper this roll, We made a hole in it. He copped off the end. He put aluminum foil. We put some bud in it, and we made a little bong. So we lit it up, took a hit on one side, covered the other side, and aired it out. And that was my first time getting high. Got high off, regular Reggie weed, and passed out. Woke up back high again. My first experience, I really didn't like it too much because it really, put me down. But after that, I learned how to smoke in moderation and just get that nice fine line where I can ride it out and feel good.
What do you think about, real quick, and then I'm going to ask you how long, what do you think about people putting like 8 grams of a blunt in the backwood? I know we were talking about backwoods before the interview, but does that kind of kill you? Like, man, you don't need that much.
So let me, this is a funny story. I used to smoke blunts all the time. Now, remember, this was regular weed back in the 80s,
Mexican
early 90s.
Weed.
Brick weed, yeah, Mexican brick weed. Yeah. So I'll smoke blunts all day long. I met these white boys from South Austin. They were like, Castro, I got some stuff that'll blow your socks off. Like, man, bullshit, y'all bullshit. I went over there, I smoked some dro. I had to sit there at their house about 4 hours. I couldn't go home. I couldn't drive home. That messed it up. I could never smoke regular weed again. So, yes, on my point, putting all that bud into a blunt, I think that's overkill. I personally think. Because you're only going to get really so high. Other than that, it's just going to be a waste of bud. My opinion.
That's what you only get so high. Yeah. That's me too. Yeah. Unless you're gonna use that blunt for like 2 days or whatever,
something like
or
that.
a day at least.
Yeah.
It'll be like a whole sitting. How long you been smoking?
I've been using cannabis since high school, but I quit smoking in 2015 and just used edibles and tinctures. I got a lung disease, so that's how I get down.
So you had to bring it down.
So I had to bring it down. But trust me, he's the lungs and the smoking of everything, and then I get all the edibles because he's a lightweight on the edibles. you can get this guy on a 5 milligram edible and it's over.
See,
I mean, but then I'm over here 100 milligrams. We're good.
That's
you
like
know?
me. I'm like that with
Great.
edibles. No matter how much I've taken, no matter what the amount of milligrams or whatever. Like 15 or whatever. I don't know. I've even done the 5. I think I've done the 15. Never does nothing to me.
What?
Oh, okay.
Never. So I don't know if I didn't have the right one, if they're just weak and they're not saying what they really are.
Then I need to get with you.
Yeah. Because I've never had one.
She scared people away.
Oh, yeah.
I've never had an actual edible high. Have you?
Yeah, the one time it was in Colorado, and but I think I don't know how we did it because it was the only time that it actually worked. But it kicked in like an hour later. And I forgot that we even made it. I was like, why am I high? But ever since then, all the ones we buy at the store, we've never gotten high. It's always been just the one I made at the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never even tried. I've even tried my own one time, didn't work. I'm like, forget this.
That's crazy. A couple days ago, we were making some brownies, and I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and put some weed brownie. Some pot in this, and we've got some real good stuff. And then we make those. I take I end up taking them. I get to work, and I'm like, oh no, they hit hard. Sometimes edibles hit super hard, and that's kind of where I was.
And that delayed effect.
And I'm like, nah, I got too much stuff to do. I can't be this high. So yeah, edibles hit harder, man. They hit hard.
So you rather edibles over smoking?
Mm-hmm.
Any day?
Any day.
I think to me it's also the roll. I like the roll up. I like to spark and smoke. It's like a whole experience. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It sounds funny, weird to say, but for me, it's like that whole process is kind of like
get it done.
Yeah.
Because you can always go buy pre-rolls, which it's convenient to buy a pre-roll, but there again, I like to buy my bud, like you said, break it down.
Yeah, break it down. Old school, do it, even though it shouldn't be old school, but nowadays there's a lot of people, like you said, pre ones. Then you got the vapes and
the carts, the dab rigs.
Do you think there's a lot of fake vapes out here?
There is.
Not saying yours, but how they always got the one. I know we tried to get one from somebody. I thought I was getting high. I think my mom was just playing tricks on me just after the blunt that I probably smoked. So I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
You gotta understand those things can be filled with a needle, a cow needle, cow syringe, or any syringe. So anybody in the black market can do it. They're not being tested. They don't have to get a COA on it to pass regulations.
Or they don't have to have distillate.
So they can put whatever they want, cut it however they want, and for them, a lot of them is just hey, we're in it to make money real quick.
Oh yeah.
Save the less what we can put into it to make more out of it. And that's the black market, So
you see the Fruity Pebble cartridges and Cap'n Crunch.
I used to buy them too, like that but now that we're in the marijuana business, we kind of learned a lot more about it and what goes into these things. And then you see what people get sick sometimes off that stuff. So it's like,
hell yeah,
I'd rather not mess with stuff on the street like that.
Right. Or you can just see where you can buy you can see where you can buy the carts. So then you see where you buy the carts and you're like, wow, then they can just get the distillate and then doesn't matter on what the distillate looks like. And then you're like, wow, they can, and then you can see where you can get the terp sauce. So you're like, well, that's how they do the flavor. And then,
wow.
So, yeah.
I was just wondering because I see a lot of like, I know this is not anything healthy. This is something else in here. Probably some K2 or whatever that stuff used to be.
That's some crazy stuff there, yeah.
So how does one get into the weed industry?
Well,
not without giving away all your secrets, but just kind of, however you want to explain it.
Right. Well, we got into the hemp game and just opened up basically a hemp dispensary because weed wasn't, weed's not legal here. We have a kind of a sucky medical program. It's like it's about 10%. It's doing what it can. I shouldn't say sucky, but it's just doing what we can. But so basically opened up the hemp. When I found out that hemp went federally legal, I just started doing like a lot of research and looking at like how I can open up a retail, and it wasn't a lot to it just to be able to open up a CBD hemp retail. So we did that in hopes that, once marijuana was going to turn, I was going to be set and getting ready to just jump on a license. And
You had a plan.
I have a plan. So did this plan, and everybody was on board, took everybody to go visit all the farms. And, Castro went to prison over marijuana 20 years ago. So
Damn, that's some bullshit.
So when I started showing him around, like, that these fields are just normal fields but it's hemp. But I mean, hemp is marijuana's first cousin. A lot of people forget that, so a lot of similarities that a lot of similarities are the same. But anyhow, did that, and then took everybody around, got started with Austinite on the east side, and then stayed real close to the politics. And so I was just really banking on something was going to move this last past. So I was helping out organizations, trying to help raise money, doing what I could, testifying the Capitol, being there all the time, and then when we didn't move on anything, I was like, I'm sorry. Now, pack our stuff, get a little bit, keep Austinite. Austinite is never going to go nowhere. We're actually expanding Austinite. But I had to get out to where we were. I want to be in this game. And so
there's a lot of money in the game.
The lot process is that go into Oklahoma, learn what I can, make some money, get some experience, come back down here and get a license. Because, Austin's home. Oklahoma, it's starting to, be home, be a little bit of kind of home, because we're there, we spend about 3 days here, 3 days back and forth, because we're building our second location out there. But that's how we pretty much got started. And we have all of our team is our family. So our oldest is finishing up at Texas State. She just became a senior a couple days ago. So she's got one semester left.
Almost there.
So
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so we are, she's going to be our grower. And she's got, then her boyfriend's been with us since the beginning, since Austinite's opened. And he does media and all that he's doing for broadcasting. And so he'll finish with her, and then he also works at Austinite. And then I have my son who takes care of Austinite, and then I got my youngest who's 16 that I throw in there when I can. And so it's kind of a family team.
I like that.
And then we have some other amazing people on our team that we have on there and just help us, grow to what we want to become.
Question I forgot to ask. How did y'all meet?
Oh, this is going to be a funny story.
Funny story.
So, because it has to do
He had
with
that
this.
look like, oh, damn, what he asked that.
So she was, at this time, she was 17, and I guess she was staying at a friend's house, so she was not at her mom and pop's house. But anyways, we met through marijuana. She was looking for a sack. My friend called me. I took another friend of mine that was selling smaller sacks, and I was like, hey, go meet this girl. We go over there. I see her, and I was like, hey, call me up, man. You're going to be smoking that regular weed. I got some real shit.
And
she didn't know about the real shit yet. So,
Uh-oh.
We exchanged numbers, and we started talking, and, kind of went on from there.
It's kind of funny because it's real quick. That's kind of like what people say. It's like if you go up to a girl, like, hey, you smoke. It's like the universal term. It's just kind of funny, but go ahead.
But yeah, to me, it was funny because a lot of my friends, when we were dating at that point, they either knew about Bud and he would roll me a joint and he'd be like, oh, here's a joint for later. And so all my friends just would be like, hey, that guy, that guy that really likes you, give you to that Bud? So, it was because it was so limited. I remember being like...
It was like 98. So back in 98, there really wasn't hydroponics and all. There was some.
But you had to
know who to get it from. And, it was very hard to get it from.
Yeah. So after that, never smoked brick weed after that.
Oh, that's hilarious. Brick
Must
weed.
be nice.
I know, God, dog. But that's cool. Well, see, weed brings people together, man.
Yeah.
And nobody's, doing nothing. That's great. I love it. So, Talk about so Medican. Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Medican. Okay.
Medican, okay.
Talk about that. So
Medican okay. Medican okay. So like she was saying,
because I know you touched on it. But I'm just saying.
yeah.
You know,
So anyways, Austinite Cannabis, we started that, like she said, and the laws. She's big into the law part of it. It didn't pass for us, and she was kind of bummed out about it because we are building a name. We're building a product, a brand in Austin. So when the time's to switch, we have cannabis. We're gonna switch right over.
no,
to
y'all
cannabis.
ready for it?
Like she said, we went to Oklahoma. We were scouting out there, trying to find a place to buy. We were going to Oklahoma City. Actually, we want to be at Oklahoma City. We're scouting. We had a friend of ours that owned a couple of dispensaries out there, and she was kind of guiding us, telling us what you need to do, this and that, and kind of filling us in, And we were just going up there to look at how to run it, what they were doing. And at the same time, we started looking for a dispensary to buy. We're like, hey, let's buy a license. Texas is not on board. Let's just kind of up here.
Which is crazy. Oklahoma's on somewhat,
Yes.
even though it's more medical.
It's
right?
medical, yeah. So our friend that owns these dispensaries up there, she called us, like 8 months went by, right? Something like that. 6 to 8 months went by. We didn't find what we wanted. And she was like, hey, you know what? I got this one place further down south, not Oklahoma City, but it's another dispensary that I own that I can't really pay attention to it. And she was like, I know y'all been looking, y'all want to purchase it. We'll do some paperwork, whatever. So we got with her, did the paperwork, took over this little dispensary that was really failing on her end because she was not taking care of it the way she needed to.
That's a process.
Yeah, because she's focused on the city. So this one was kind of harder for her to get to. So she couldn't put her time into it. Therefore, we took over it, and man, it's been a little blessing for us. I mean, we're learning a lot from it. We've made that place turn 3 times over.
Damn.
We've
Talk your shit.
Crazy.
So now we're moving down the road to that's
That-
over in Lone Grove.
Yeah.
Now we're going to Armour. Now we got a second dispensary which we own in Armour that's getting put up and getting ready to go.
That is crazy.
And we're not done yet. So, because my thing is, they're going to go medical. I mean, not medical. They're going to go recreational.
Who win Oklahoma is?
In Oklahoma. So it's already on their
Come
ballot.
on, Texas.
I know.
Oklahoma. Come
So
on.
I mean, they're gonna. So I need.
Hey, but that's a hop skipping away for us
It's
even
only
closer.
4 hours. I need
Exactly.
one more. I want to get right there at Thackerville where the casino's at because they only have 2. But yeah, Oklahoma's doing it. I mean, you would think they're doing it.
Why do you think they move faster than Texas? The politics
Because-
are kind of still the same.
Well, no, it's because the people, when they vote on something, the people get what they want. I mean, you're not going to have here where elected officials, they're not listening to the actual people, what the people want. They're actually doing what the people want because if they don't, they're out. I asked the same question. I went in there because, again, I follow the politics. I went in there how are y'all able to do this and move so quickly? And y'all just, and they're like, well, because if we don't like them, they're gone,
That's crazy.
and we can't get that. I think that Dan Patrick's on for another session. I mean, we can't,
Man.
So it's what the people want. Yeah, they're in Oklahoma. Yeah, they're doing
Just
it right.
damn Oklahoma over. You would think Austin would get it. I know that. Is it a grow house that's in is it Schulenburg?
Yeah, Schulenburg.
Have you heard of Schulenburg, Texas?
Uh-huh.
Have you heard of that grow house that's out there or anything? I think that was that the first one.
Yeah, I think that I don't know too much about it, but they gave 2 little cities licenses to grow. I know Schulenburg was one of them. But yeah, that's.
Was it with the
a while
good blend, or the probably the compassionate cultivation license? Yeah, there's some people that have it because we do have a medical program.
But it's
But to get on,
barely
it's
visible.
barely visible, and it's just by the time you actually get your medicine and all that, I mean, it's expensive.
I already know they gotta be better with all this stuff out in Texas. It can turn up the city so much, and the state can make so much money. Like Colorado.
How long out do you think we are from Texas getting it?
Because when they said it'll be a while, what's a while?
What's a while? I would say
I'm scared.
2 years. 2 years if it doesn't go federal first.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
That's not
2 years.
too bad. Could be worse. Man, we gotta.
I mean, look at New Mexico. They pulled in 40, some crazy millions of dollars on their first month of being recreational. New Mexico's recreational. It's been a month, They on April Fools they turned recreational.
I like that though for them.
Yeah.
Good. For,
Yes.
Good for Mexico,
yes.
bro.
We are totally.
Let them know, man. 'Cause, man, we got to get it right because we'll be out of debt if we can just do that.
Yeah, that single-handedly could bring this country out of
All
debt.
50
All
states.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's like the smart thing to do.
Yeah, it's common sense.
So, what's the biggest headache for you guys when it comes to? Let's start with Austinite Cannabis Company.
Biggest headache that we have.
Sometimes when we fail to keep track of the inventory and our gummy situation gets low, then we're scrambling trying to find gummies. That might be like one of the
And that's probably
Keeping
like
product.
yeah.
keeping product.
So
It's pretty much about. I mean,
I like it.
Austinite, we flow pretty well
smooth.
there. We just have to. We did really well, like on online sales and stuff like that. Sold out of our gummies, and actually, it's just because what we do is with some of our gummies, we just there's other stores that carry them, and so we started moving them into Oklahoma market. And when we started putting them in other dispensaries, they went super quick. So, waiting on 15,000 gummies. And then now it's like a scrambling of like this last couple days of like all these orders that got to come through. But I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good headache.
No, that's a good
have.
headache to have.
It just becomes such a big deal. And like, you don't want your customers to end up going anywhere else either, So you've always got to be consistent. So my thing is that yes, we got to keep way more stock of gummies.
Heck
Especially.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite thing, is it the family aspect that you
Yes.
get to work with family,
Yes.
or I'm just
It's
putting
the
words
family.
in?
It's the family thing that I get to work with my kids, and I get to be the cool mom. So yes, being the cool mom on, especially just staying with my family. We get to see them all the time. So it's what's up.
That's good. What about you?
I mean,
Favorite thing.
So I used to work. Well, I still do. I own a truck. Me and my wife own a trucking company, and we were in the trucking business. So I used to work for somebody, and we had our truck. So it would be my time would be taken up at the trucking company. Now we still have our trucking company, but now we work together, so I can truck my trucks and do my dispensary stuff, and it's great. I love working from wherever together. I'm kind of a mobile and able to do what I need to do where I can, and I spend time with my wife, and I feel that a lot of that was not taken away, but you work a job for somebody and you're putting everything into somebody to build somebody else up.
Exactly.
And sometimes you're not valued the way you should be valued over there. So, and I feel over here, at least I'm valuing myself, I'm valuing my family, I'm putting my time, my effort to build my family and us up.
Yeah.
So I love it. It's great.
I hear it all the time. Just
Some people-
job market in general, they're not going to treat you how you need to be treated for what all you do.
Some people can't work together as husband and wife.
And
or
that
girlfriend,
too.
So I think for us it works well.
It does. I think I mean, I have a lot of friends that are like, wow, you guys work together and are with each other all the time. But I'm like, yeah, it's fun.
I think that's a good
mean,
representation for weed, because y'all both chill and calm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that's the reason why, but I think that's a good representation for it. They're like, look at them, they're working together, they both smoke. Like, hold up, maybe they're onto something here. Maybe we both just need to smoke and then do something.
Do something together.
How do your kids feel about like
Yeah.
you guys owning a dispensary? Because if my parents owned it, I've been.
And how do you feel
amazing.
about your kids like smoking as well? First, answer
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay. So this was kind of huge. So we knew our oldest, 22. So we knew she smoked in high school, but I mean, we're not those parents that are like, hey, you want to smoke together? So it was never, if we knew she smoked, and if he smoked, it was in the backyard, and he hid it from everybody, So, but it was crazy. But then when we started getting the hemp, we were starting to get samples of the hemp, she would be sampling right there with us, and it was different. Okay, it was hemp. But then it was when she was 21, 18, when it was just not 18. I think it was more like when she was
19.
yeah, where we're just like, if she's going to smoke,
Just had to talk with my kids. I'm open with my kids. coming from East Austin, the way East Austin was, I seen a lot of stuff growing up. So I tell my kids, I says, if you're gonna try something, it's not gonna surprise me. I was a kid too. I know what I went through. I know the person I was, and your thoughts probably ain't gonna be any much different than mine were. But if you want to try something and you're not sure, ask Dad, ask Mom. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be honest with you, because most likely we may have tried it, or know people have tried it, and we're gonna tell you the right and the wrongs about it. You know what it can do, what it won't do to you. Because I don't want my kids getting fucked up. When I could be like, here, smoke some good shit, not some K2 bullshit.
Exactly.
Don't eat
Potpourri.
these new kids don't eat a Tide Pod. That shit's not good for you. Shit like that. You see,
Salt.
Yeah.
The only thing I've pretty much, our oldest, I've kind of, I would always be making edibles. So like everybody knows in my family, like bottom right drawer, don't ever mess with that drawer. That's like my drawer. And so one time in high school, she was a senior and she got into something, and our youngest comes in, there's like, something's wrong with her. I'm like, what? And I'm like, go check on her. And he finds out that she got into my edibles. But so, I mean, I'm like, that's one of those things that
she learned the hard way that night.
She learned the hard way. But like our middle son, who's 20, he's not a smoker. And I'm down with that. I'm okay with that. And when he becomes, or lately he's been asking, he's like, we get so many samples, in Medican, that we do sit down with the box and we're supposed to sample. And we try to sample everything that we put into our stores. I mean, it's been smoked by us that if it's in our store.
That's dope and crazy too.
But it's a hard process to keep it. Like I'm like,
because all of it end up taste the same after a while, probably just because you get high and then you're just like, God, what am I even doing?
Exactly.
You gotta take it's a long, strenuous.
You can't give a true review. You can't give a true review.
So and then like you said, what does your kids think when they see that? Like at the beginning, where they're like, what the heck? Like when you finally came out the weed closet.
So I think so. For me to answer this. I've always been big into weed. My oldest two kids really never saw it much. They may have smelt it. They knew like Daddy comes in smelling like something.
Daddy comes like skunk. What the heck going on?
My youngest, being 16, she's been in the Vegas scene a lot, and she's been around where the air has changed a lot. It's been more open, so she's seen a lot more of it than my older two kids. Now they've all caught up, But I'm just saying at a young age, at the age growing up, she's the one that I didn't have to hide as much from because. After educating the two older ones, she already knew what marijuana was. Why am I going to lie to you? She knows what it smells like. So, and then we're selling it, so it's like you know what it looks like too.
And then when we started the business, it was just us as a family. So it's just us, and then our oldest's boyfriend, and we were just all together going and visiting these farms, and we were like, if we're going to do it, and it was really hard for us because with having cannabis in the name. It's not accepted, so we can't have banks. We can't have. There's certain people we can like give money to that won't take. You know what I mean? Because it does say cannabis, but hemp is cannabis. So our goal is to have set up for when it does become. We can get a license here. We'll already have everything set up. So it's just, we're not scrambling to go. Do all of the first year stuff.
Exactly. Y'all already got the foundation, especially doing all that stuff and Oklahoma too, man. Unfortunately, shouts out to Oklahoma. Shoot, OU about to be lit.
They've been.
Even though they're probably in the boonies in OU, but OKC about to be kind of lit. Wow. Okay, damn. So where can we find you guys at on social media?
On social media, you can find us on Instagram at Austinite Cannabis. We get taken down so damn much with
That's some. I think I saw y'all had a prior one.
We did.
Yeah, you can find us at Austinite Cannabis _CO or Medican or Medican _OC _.
No.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, yeah, we high. Yeah,
hey, I'm high.
Hey, that
just
thing
took a hit of that damn
That thing ain't
Puffco.
no punk. I take that. I'm like, ooh. Okay, cool. And then
Mm-hmm.
you said you got other stuff that y'all got opening up as well. Is there anything that y'all want to plug upcoming that
let
y'all?
Let me plug you in tomorrow. We have these market days where it's once a month. So tomorrow is going to be our last one before it gets super hot. And it's a lot of it is geared towards cannabis. You know, it's just a really cool little market. I think we have like 20 vendors, DJ, food, and then where our spot's at, we're on Cesar Chavez, and we do kind of like a backyard fun in the back. That's from, what time is that?
I'm looking at it right now. It's going to be from 12 to 6.
12 to 6.
On Sunday, they have market day, so it's really cool. You know,
Yeah.
all kinds of vendors help local vendors from Austin come out there. Art, all kinds of different stuff.
That's hella dope.
Yeah.
That's super cool. But what we really is like kind of our baby is that we love comedy. Our thing is like,
I've seen that.
Okay, so we have another show coming up, and we kind of didn't blast it too much. Or we got a late start on it, so it's happening next Saturday, and you guys, you know, feel free to come out. It is it's gonna be lit. We have 7 comedians that I think 3 are new. It's gonna be what's up. Just a lot of, you know,
A lot of
fun, smoking, food,
hanging out in the back, you know.
hanging out in the back.
Smoking and
just-
comedy
Comedy
goes
is fun,
hand
it's
in
fun.
hand.
Oh,
Peanut, that's
yeah.
like peanut butter and jelly. Everyone want to smoke, so just sit there and laugh at something. You know, you're just ready to laugh.
Yeah.
You're like, please make me laugh.
It's always a good time
It's
out
always a good time, and then especially, I don't know, with the weather getting super, you know, hot, and I'm like, man, we got to do one more good time. And we first started doing those as fun. Like our buddy Aldo from High Times, he'd come in and we'd just be kind of like BSing, but man, everybody would be asking like, hey, when are you going to do one of those other shows? To where when we had them, we were like doing well, you know, with those shows. So now it's like an not every day, every month, you know, we try to, you know, throw those out there, and that's what's up.
Yeah, I saw that. I love it. Anything else?
I think that's pretty
That's
just
it,
got our
man.
comedy show and our market days.
Yeah, so y'all come out, check us out, Austinite, 2009 East Cesar Chavez, man. You know, come support a
Yeah.
local dispensary,
And that-
Austin's favorite dispensary.
And that's in a good spot. Either Chavez is right there,
Yeah.
right downtown. Basically, hey, I appreciate y'all coming through, smoking us out. Got a dog. That thing is a beast right there. If you ever see one of those, don't just have to like hit that like you just really gonna do some damage to that. It's gonna do some damage to you. Anyway, this is Jet, Austinite Cannabis, Medican. Okay. Actually, yeah. See, thanks for reminding me. We got y'all some stuff. We got y'all 3 shirts.
Awesome. And then
So y'all can
you're gonna
disperse it.
smoke on all that for you guys.
Oh heck yeah, we
you-
they got us a pack.
Yep, I got you some of those new blunt wraps since you like those wraps. Those are by Mike Tyson.
Oh shoot.
Yep. So you're gonna have to roll some of that good bud
Oh,
in
heck
those.
yeah.
So
He calls it the toad.
yes.
That dang toad, man. He did my boy Ebon Britton dirty, but we'll test another. And then they got us a nice pack. Hey, I appreciate that,
Yes.
guys. We appreciate that. Hey, like we said, keep doing your thing. Keep rocking in the free world and smoking big and chewing big or whatever, popping edibles big. Keep doing y'all thing as a family. This is Jet with Pop Austin Media, and I'm signing out.
Okay.
Austinite Cannabis.